Because if anything, before you see an energy signature, you're going to feel it, because that's how a lot of us do. And yeah, to just work internally with your whole system so that you can attune yourself to be able to sense them.
So I like to push meditation.
Yeah.
Anybody I talk to that starts talking about any issues that they have, any problems of any kind, one of the first questions I ask is, well, do you meditate?
Yeah. You need to reflect, because otherwise what we do is we just push it all out, we project it on the world around us, and then we begin to navigate the world that we create. And my goodness, that can make you quite the collision course, because you'll just boom, boom, boom. You'll set up all these obstacles on a subconscious level. And that was a beautiful thing, that even in the subconscious, you're manifesting. Because here's a great story about our friend James, is that, we love to eat sunflower seeds. He really likes to chew on them. Some of us smoke, some of us do other things, but he likes to chew on sunflower seeds and spit them out. Okay, so these sunflower seeds have been toasted, dried, picked, all this stuff. They come in those big bags, and, he's walking around the property all the time, just doing his thing, and he spit the sunflower seed out. Okay, it sprung up a whole huge sunflower like a month later. Like,
oh, nice.
I mean, he's spinning them all over the garden, and then, it's great compost, whatever. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, without planting, without digging, without that whole, preconceived thought of how you make a flower grow, guy spits it out. We all do have this God consciousness, but that the intention that you're putting towards the ground, towards all that, it springs up a flower. And it really showed to me how your subconscious, even in every effect, all of your thoughts are creating your reality. Not just in meditation, it's how you're walking throughout your days,
Wow.
So you gotta be careful. Careful what you think.
Tom, how are we doing with time?
Oh, we got about 14 minutes.
All
right. Let's talk about let's start off a little bit with your healing work, and then we'll continue there in the next hour.
Sure.
How did you get into healing?
Well, it all, of course, began with my own self-crisis, that I was ill, but also that I was really drawn to rocks and minerals and gems. I was very understanding of them. I totally understood them, which I think is why I attracted the gnome or elf kingdom. But yeah, I was really into crystals. And I began to understand, when I took my crystal studies to the next level, I started really understanding sound and frequency. And I really understood that quartz was the one I wanted to work with. Even though many colors of the rainbow, many countries on the world, many faces of this planet, that's how it began. I wanted, because I could directly understand what their emanation was. And that it was something I really resisted, because I had a different career before this. I had a lot invested into my art career, but there was something else calling me, so that's what I did. And the real catalyst for me starting my healing practice, which is still in germination, was meeting friends and meeting people that were frequency specific, that were like me. And I met a really wonderful person named Nate that is a Reiki master. And he opened up a different level of unfoldment for me. And I'm very grateful for it, because, we've started working together, and that it gave me a forum for a way for me to use my clairvoyant abilities, which became to be rather alarming at one point, because the more energy work I was doing and the more meditation I was doing, it was just like I wanted to just kind of put the blinders on, but my third eye was really open, and I'd done quite a few studies in different places over my whole life, And it all just sort of started culminating, and it was something that was conspiring for me in a really wonderful way, and there was no way of resisting that. But sometimes I think all of us will resist the things that are coming right at you when they're coming up the road, and you're like, okay, here it comes. You're going, no, 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 no. But yeah, that's still developing as far as that practice. But yeah.
So you use gems or you use crystals to heal with?
No, I used to. I understand now from my contacts is that I don't actually have to pull out rocks to put on people's bodies. It can really help, mostly with people understanding that that's there. But there's an ability, there's a healing practice that I'm, really starting to cultivate, where I'm calling upon certain continents where some of these gem and mineral friends of mine and the guardians of them are there, and I can call upon those continents and how they relate to the organs and the specific chakra, the energy centers and vortexes within people's bodies, without actually having to go in and harvest through various means and all kinds of things. Because, after going to a lot of crystal and gem shows, I realized that there was kind of these little mini blowing up wars in these crystal mines and in various continents that are impoverished, and then I realized that I didn't actually need to go in there and pull the actual gems out. So that was something I was doing previously, and it's ever evolving. So
So you figured out how to direct the channel from the healing gem or stone through your...
Yeah, just directly from the earth. Like if the person needs, say, something like we call malachite, certain resonances within the earth, you can actually call upon them, to bring up through that channel without actually, bringing the rock forward. But what really helps the client is having the touchstone upon them, But it's kind of, that's just a different kind of therapy. But, or what's it called? When oh my gosh, I'm gapping on this. But when you pretend that it's there, it's not actually there.
The psychosomatic effect.
Exactly, yeah. So the rock, like I said, I could take a bunch of granite and place them on their centers or where they need healing, and then call upon that. Or I could have all these different colored stones from all the different continents, and that's okay too. But I've been getting more and more messages when I go, like in the previous years when I was going to these shows, that there was just too much going on in this whole crystal mining thing. And it was getting a bit too much for me, and a bit too, how do you say, shisty. And people going in, and one miner blowing it up. I just said, you know what? This is not what I came here to do, and that earth healing, through those resonances, because this is a totally living, sentient being that we're working with, that we can call upon her organs to help heal our organs, because our bodies are, none more than a reflection of exactly what she is.
I was just thinking that you said something earlier, and I've never correlated two things, which I don't know. It's funny how sometimes things will sit right in front of you. So we have 7 chakras, and there's 7 continents, and I was just like, is that a coincidence, or is...
I have never really thought there were 7 chakras, because I've always seen there's these really 2 big ones above the head, but maybe that's just because those are being activated now, because our planet is ascending. She's gaining a whole new energy body. But that
I see it as
there wasn't always 7 continents either. There was another time.
Yeah.
I see that correlation you're thinking of. I see it as, well, there's 7 chakras within the physical body, and then on the physical planet there's 7 continents. Now, and then we have our satellites. We have there's Well, it depends on what school of thought you're in, but there's 10 chakras, something like.
Right.
You know, I mean, it depends on which school of thought. There's
Yeah, I've heard 12.
some that say there's more, and some that flat out say no, there's only 7. You know.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, all those satellites are also probably quartz based too, and I mean, the origin of this whole thought or epiphany or whatever it was is that your whole body is the crystalline matrix. Your body and your energy field is one big liquid crystal.
Yeah.
And so you're really not as separate as you think from the earth and from all these things that are there to help you. So, I mean, I think really what I'm trying to get back at from my experience, or whatever I'm being gifted to bring to the table, is that we've got to bridge that gap back. And it's actually a very stout bridge. It's not very big, and that it doesn't take much to do it. And I think that bridging that gap back to nature is bridging it back to ourselves, and that you're gonna find yourself, you know, maybe running into various beings, and that's kind of part of the whole road. I really didn't expect it, but I've been gifted with that, and I'm gonna bring that forward. So
Yeah. So we're reaching at the top of the hour, right, Tom? Or...
Yes, we are. I was
Nice.
just about ready to say we're going to need to wrap up here for this first hour, and
cool.
we're going to continue. We're going to continue our conversation with Jana in the archives. So if you are listening and want to hear some more, pop on over to the website and click on the latest show link right at the very first of the page, and it'll take you right to Jana's page, and you can hear the rest of this.
And the webpage is www.conscious-tv.com.
And yeah, Jana, I think everybody out there should be looking to hear more from this young lady, because she has got some things going on, and she's hearing the calling and starting to write for a magazine now, putting an article out, and I foresee some good things happening here. So
Thanks, Don.
All right, so have a good night, and hope to see you guys in the archive.
all right, good night, everybody.
Good night.